create.
Yes.
Just follow.
Yeah, you have to, a lot of times you have to grab the stuff and create stuff with it, and people will buy it.
Yeah.
It's just they don't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But it's been there.
Alrighty.
All right,
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming over. It was fun.
It was
I like
fun.
having
I
people
Yeah.
over.
Cool. Cool.
I enjoyed that.
Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness.
See ya. Bye, Sharon.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We are doing Campari today. I gotta go get the stuff for it, so give me a minute while everybody else logs on.
Bye, sweetie. Thank you. What's that stuff?
It's on.
Well, that was fun.
It was.
You leaving us too?
It sure did. Hey everybody, I'm just grabbing the supplies for it. So that way I can do something. Hey everybody. Thank you guys for giving me a minute to get something to eat. Okay. Make sure I got everything here. I am missing a drop. So we are going to be doing Campari today. And I gotta find my samples. Hello. You know what samples are? The what? The samples, please. Which one in front? This one? Oh, they're up in the front. Okay. Yep. All right, let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm trying to figure out what color I like best with these things. We'll have to see towards the end. All right. So today we are doing Campari. Ta-da, which is that one there. So a lot of you guys already have the kits, which is great. I am, of course, I'm not going to destroy one of my kits, so I'm going to be working from stuff from the store. For those of you that are wondering what Campari looks like in real life Campari, this is it. So there are, well, that one's flipped over, but there are the soft square stones, Swarovski, that's that one on top. And the oval square, the oval stone, 14 by 10, is on the bottom. So we're gonna create two separate settings, two separate bezels here, and then just link them together to make a pendant. So think of all the things you can do with separate components here. So, you know, you may enjoy the pendant and you may wanna wear the pendant. Great, cool. But you may wanna make earrings. Great earring piece, great earring piece. You may want to make a bracelet. Great for a bracelet, you know, repeating, you know, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with component pieces, which is why the majority of my designs are component pieces, because I steal things from one to the other. So this right here, this stone right here is in Magdalena. The same bezel and setting is in my Magdalena necklace. So the one with the teardrop shaped crystal that hangs from the bottom. So, yep. So I'm saying you just, you know, you gotta kind of try it out and see what you're gonna do. Okie dokie. All right, so let's get started. I am going to use some type of thread, of which I have none right here because we were doing this crystal show thing. So let me go get some thread. Go get my trusty box of 1G. The first one we're going to be working with is the soft square stone. Hi everybody. So that would be this one right here. So it's a 12 millimeter soft square stone. And we are going to be, if you're looking for the article number, it's 4470 for that one. So we will be using that, and we will also be using our 4 millimeter bicones, 3 millimeter bicones, and our two 11 OC beads. And some 15s. Not much to do in there, not much at all. So let me thread some string. Thread my needle. And it says about a wingspan, you're gonna have a lot of thread left over with a wingspan. So I don't know, you could probably do a half a wingspan with this. Probably get by with that. And I will fix up my mat so that way I can only have what we're going to be using on here, not everything else. So next week is X's and O's. On Thursday, I'll probably have a surprise class of some sort. You know, like we've been doing, where I just pick out stuff from the store that I think that you guys might have at the house. And we'll make something with that. Okie dokie. Okay. So you guys know what we're working with. And my expensive bead of the day, I know everybody likes surprises. My expensive bead of the day is 24 karat gold 11 seed beads. And then I'm using this one here. Just because I like the color, and the color will pop with yay bicones. So, gotcha. Cool. So we're going to start with our 11s first. 110A is your dominant color. 110B is your recessive color. And when I say recessive, I don't necessarily mean recessive like it's going to recede to the background. Usually that is my pop of color. So I typically do, if I'm going to do an A and a B, my A or my primary color will typically be a metal color. And my B will typically be a, a pop of color. If that makes sense to everybody. Okay. All right, so with a wingspan of Fireline leaving a 6-inch tail, we're going to pick up the sequence of 3 11-0As and 1 11-0B 4 times for a total of 16 Bs. So 1, 2, 3, 1. So that sequence right there. Stressed. Are you stressed yet? No. Why would I be stressed? I'm okay. I played the auctioneer for about 2 hours. I got to get everybody's orders ready now. All right, so you pick up the sequence of 3 11-0As and 1 11-0Bs, and you do it 3 additional times for a total of 16 beads. Okay? So then what we're going to do is going to take that down to about 6 inches left of thread. 6 inches is a great place for you to hold your hand, to hold it in your hand so that way it doesn't slip out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass back through all the beads that we added. So basically making a circle. So I called this my 5-minute bezel before, and the reason it is because if I'm making one of these, it literally will take me 5 minutes to bezel this. I am fast, but it's just a really quick and easy bezel. So it's going to take us a little longer now because I'm explaining each and every step, of course. So, all right. So then when our tail meets our working thread, we're going to tie a knot. Okay, so we got this nice little circle now. So the circle is the back part of the stone, as you can tell here. So you can see the little 4 points there from the blue and the pink. Flip that over. So we're going to travel through our beadwork now, and we're going to exit one of those beads. All right, so, and we're going to pick up 4 11-0As, 1 11-0B, and 4 11-0As. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like so. Okay, so 4 11-0As, 1 11-0B, and 4 11-0As. And what we're going to do is from the B that we're exiting, we're going to skip over the 3 11-0As there and go into the next B. And we're going to repeat that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, skip the 1 11-0B, go into the next one. Skipping over 3 11-0As. How many again? So start off, we have 16 beads in the center here, 16 beads. So for our step ups for the netting stitch, it's 4 11-0As, 1 11-0B, and 4 11-0As. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a total of 9 beads altogether. Remember, when it's a netting stitch, when we're doing a netting, we're going to have an odd number. The reason is because the odd number will create that point, which is our step up. Okay, exiting the 1 11-0B, we're going to go into the next 11-0B. And once you tie a knot, you could essentially cut your tail. Okay, last one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4A, 1B, and 4A. Exiting the 1B, you're going to travel into the next B. Okay, skipping over the 3 11-0As in the middle. And now we're going to continue up through those 4 11-0As and the 1 11-0B. All right, and that's the basic part of our bezel. So now we're going to add some 15s to the mix. And our 4mm bicones. And I will be using the 3mm bicones after that. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of those out. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go from point to point in our netting stitch. So from point to point. And we're going to do that with 2 15s. A 4mm. And another 2 15s. Okay, so this is what I picked up. 2 15s, a 4mm bicone, and 2 more 15s. So I'm going from my pink, which is my B, to the next pink, which is my other B. And this is going to start to cup up this bezel. All right, again, 2 15s, a 4mm, 2 more 15s. Going from B to B. Two 15s, a 4mm, 2 15s. B to B. Notice I didn't pop the stone in yet. Last one, 2 15s, a 4, 2 15s, travel into the next 4, which is right before the 15s now. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open this up slightly. And we're going to pop this guy in here. So, and how this should sit is the 4mm bicones should be over the corners of the soft square stone. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to travel into 2 15s. Oh, let me get onto the camera screen again. 2 15s, travel through the bicone, and through that first 15. Oh, excuse me, just exit the bicone. We're gonna pick up a 15. All right, so exiting the bicone. Now we're gonna travel from bicone to bicone. So we're gonna pick up a 15, a 3mm, and a 15. So there's what I picked up, a 15, a 3mm, and a 15. And we're gonna go from bicone to bicone. So I'm exiting this bicone, so I'm gonna go into the next one. Okay, again, 15, 3mm, 15, from bicone to bicone. $15, 3, 15. 4mm bicone to 4mm bicone. And last go around. 15, 3, 15. From 4mm bicone to 4mm bicone. All right. We're going to repeat the thread path that we just did 2 more times to make sure it's secure, but that's it. That is the bezel. You are done. So I'm just going to go through, essentially through my 4mm and my 15s again, and the 3mm. It is a super easy bezel. And it shows off the crystal very well. Because it's, you know, it's encased by other crystals. And it's not, you know, so it's not hidden. So remember, the corner of your crystals are going to go underneath the 4mm. You can see the corner right there. Everything's highly reflective, so it's hard to see. Alrighty, so after you're gone, you reinforce by going through another 1 to 2 times. It's okay, Kathy, you can revisit. Thank you. I like the colors. All right, so after we're done with this, you can actually travel down through here and tie off this one as he is done. And then we're going to switch gears and we are going to go to the oval stone. Yeah, it's super easy. You're too anxious? But once you get your practice with these, like, you know, so I made in Magdalena, there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of these stones bezeled in Magdalena. So once you get the hang of it, you can whip these out in just a couple minutes. They do not take long at all. And it's a really secure bezel. It's not going to fall out, trust me. So keep your tension tight and they'll stay in there. Okay, so I tied off and I'm going to cut my thread. There we go. There is 1 stone already bezeled. Ta-da. So we're going to go on to the oval stone now. I know, they are easy. So the oval stone is a 14 by 10 oval. So smaller oval, not the bigger ones. Not the 18 by 13s or anything like that. And you can see in the back here, I start off with cylinders. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So we're going to follow what I did, of course, because that's the plan. So, in this pattern, you use only 8 of the, 8-0 cylinder beads. So delicas, pretty much 8 8-0 delicas. I think I'm gonna grab some more thread. And you're gonna do this with about a wingspan of fire line again. Like I said, the square stones do not take a wingspan of fire line. This will take about a wingspan because there are multiple ways around this, so. Sorry, I'm just trying to thread the needle. Seems like it's taking me longer than it should. All right, so we're gonna pick up an 8-0 cylinder and an 11-0A. That combination right there, 8 times. Except I want to pick up 2 11s right there for some reason. There we go. I better now. 2, 3. Okay, I'm dyslexic right now. That's just a problem. I just want to change patterns up. 4. 5. I don't like that 11-0. It's not as big. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I need to add an 11-0 at the end. All right, so we're gonna bring this down to about 6 inches again. So enough thread for you to hold in your hand, essentially. And we're gonna travel back through all the beads again. Do not skip the 11s. The holes of the cylinders are bigger, so they might float in between the 11s. Just make sure that you catch them. Regular 8s probably will work. Yeah, regular 8s will probably work. I haven't tried it, but they probably will. All right, and you're gonna go until you meet your tail. And then you're gonna tie a knot with your working thread in your tail. Alrighty, so there we go. We already made our little circle. So we are now going to not tie a knot in our thread, Steph. We're gonna travel through an 11-0 and 8. I ordered the pattern from your... Oh, okay, cool, awesome, good. Thanks, Mary. Mary says regular 8s work, great, so. Good to know. Thank you for trying that out. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up 3 11-0As, 1 11-0B, and 3 11-0As. All right. So we're exiting an 11-0A. You'll pick up 3 11-0As, 1, 2, 3, 1 11-0B, and 3 11-0As. There you go. 3 11-0As, 1 11-0B, 3 11-0As. All right, so, and we're gonna skip over the next cylinder, 11, and a cylinder. And we're gonna travel into that following 11-0. See, I skipped over those 3 beads. And we gotta do this now 3 more times. So 3 11-0As, 11-0B, and 3 11-0As. Skip over the 1, 2, 3 beads, delica, 11, delica, and go into that next 11. One, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. All right, skip over delica, 11, delica, and go into the next 11. And those 11s like to hide in between the delicas, so make sure you grab it. And one more time, so 3 11-As, 11-B, 3 11-As. Skip over the delica, 11 delica, and go into that next 11. All right, so now, essentially that was a netting stitch, so now we're going to step up. So step up, we gotta pass through 3 11-As and the 1 11-0B to exit that 1 11-0B. Cool? All right, so we are going to be using now 15s, are some of our 2mm rounds and 4mm bicones. All right, so first we're gonna pick up is 2 15s, a 4mm bicone, and 2 15s. And we're gonna go from 11-0B to 11-0B. And this starts to cup up the bezel again. All right, so next we're going to switch over to some 2mm. 2mm rounds. I'm not sure if True Twos will work. I did not try that. I think it should. It'll probably be just a little tighter. You might see some string because these are a little chunkier than True Twos. All right, so next we're going to pick up a 2mm round, a 4mm bicone, and a 2mm round. All right, and we're going to travel into the next 11 OB. Okay, switch back to the 15s. 2 15s, a 4mm, and 2 15s. Travel into the next 11 OB. Okay, lastly, 2mm round, 4mm bicone, 2mm round. From B to B. Cool? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to place the oval stone inside. All right, so we're going to place the oval stone in the center, and we're going to place the top and the bottom part of the oval by the 4mm bicones that are next to the 15 seed beads. The reason is the 15 seed bead part may cup it up a little bit more because it's not as chunky, so it works well around those smaller sides. So I'll open this guy up, stick him inside, and he looks like he's not going to want to stay at first, but he will, trust me. I've done this before. Okay, so there you go. So you see how my oval, the top and bottom part, are underneath the 15s. So the sides are by the 4mm, the 2mm rounds. Okay. So placing the oval in there, we're going to repeat the thread path of 6 to 10. Okay. So we're going to just travel all through the top part again, just to make sure we're nice and secure. And since I'm using 1G, that would probably be a good thing. Fireline grips more, remember, than 1G does. So mine's going to be not as stiff at first. Oh, I just broke my thread. Not cool. Crystals will do that. Hang on, guys. I got to weave it back in. And this is brought to you by a commercial break. Just weave my thread back in. Gives you guys some time to catch up if you were a little bit behind, because I decided to break my thread. I'd like to know the crystal that is the culprit of this. All right, so I have weaved my thread back in, and I'm gonna cut off that tail because I broke my thread. And you can also cut off the tail at the bottom of the piece now. You're not gonna need that anymore. All right, so now we're going to jump down into an 11-0B. So you're gonna go down through the two 11-0As. So travel down to the 11-0B and through two 11-0As. So there we go. So there's my 11-0B. My B is also my bright pink color. That will be your secondary color. And then you continue down through two 11-0As. So if you can see, I got one more, and then the one that's in between the two cylinder beads. All right, and this is where we're gonna add our 4 millimeters now. All right, so we're gonna grab a 4 millimeter. So we're going down through these two, and the 4 millimeter is gonna stick in between. So I'm gonna go up, count down 2 from the B, 1, 2, and I'm gonna go up through those 2. Just like that. Excuse me, you're just gonna go through the 1. I gotta read my own instructions. I made the second one, so. So you're just gonna go through that middle 11-0 seed bead. Bless you. Okay. Oh, there's a dog outside somewhere. Pick up another 11-0, another 4 millimeter. So, and travel through the middle 11 on the next grouping of 3s past that 11-0B. Same thing again. 11-0 to 11-0 underneath the crystal. Four millimeter, middle 11 to the middle 11 on the next grouping. I'm just kind of keeping the direction the same. So see if I'm coming down out of this one, I'm gonna go back up through this one. So that way it doesn't make like an X pattern. It's not lopsided that way. All right, so coming down out of this middle one. So the next middle 11-0 in the grouping of 3, I'm gonna go up through it. And I'm kind of pulling it a little bit as I pass through to make sure it kind of just snaps into that hole that's in the side there. Okay, middle one to middle one. So coming up out of it, I'm gonna go down into it. Going down, go back up. One more. Okay, it's going down, so going up, excuse me, so I'm going to go down into this one. There we go. That one did not want to let me go in. All right, so there's the pearls. So it looks really pretty, so I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to finish adding those pearls in. All right, so what we're gonna go do now is we're gonna travel into the next 4mm. Next pearl. All right, we're gonna grab 5 15s, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 15s. And we're going to travel back through the pearl we just exited. We're going to continue through to the next 4mm round. So that means go through that 11 that's in the center, in between those two 4mm rounds, and into the next 4mm round. And again, pick up another 5 15 seed beads. Exiting that 4mm, wrap back around it, so travel back through it. And it's gonna look kind of funky right now. It'll get better, trust me. Okay, continue through that 4. Pick up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Travel back through the 4mm pearl. Travel through to the next 4mm pearl. Pick up 5 15s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Travel back through the pearl. Continue through the next. 11 of seed bead into the next pearl. Repeat. Pick up 5 15s, travel back through the pearl. Continue through to the next pearl. Five 15s again. Travel through the pearl, back through the pearl. Into the next pearl, through the 11. Five 15s. Travel back through the pearl. Through that middle 11. Through the pearl. Five 15s. Travel back through the pearl. Into that 11. In the center. Through the pearl, through that next pearl. And now we're going to travel through these 5 15s on the outside of this pearl. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch a 2mm round in between each of the 5 15s. So almost like skipping over the pearls itself. So grab a 2mm round and travel into the next grouping of the 5 15s. Okay, 2mm round to the next grouping of 5 15s. Another 2mm. You're going to be pulling a little tighter, but sometimes, I mean, depending on the size of your 15s. So if I use Tohos, they're a little bigger. These are these are 24 karat gold, so they're going to want to cup up a little bit more. So I'm being a little bit gentle with how tight I'm pulling right now. $2mm into the next 5 15s. Another 2mm and travel into the next 5 15s. Another 2mm, 5 15s. And this is our last 2mm. Okay. Into the next 5 15s. Boop, 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 boop. We had to find some. That's okay. It's not a hard pattern, trust me, at all. All right, so top of the crystal, bottom of the crystal, okay? All right, so we are going to travel down and around to the middle to the middle 15 down from the bottom of the crystal. How we distinguish our top and bottom part of our crystals is those 15s. Remember the 15s that are by the 4mm bicones? That would be the top and the bottom. So I'm going to continue through, traveling down to exit a middle 15, which is right there for me. Nope, I lied. Travel through a couple more, Steph. It's right there. Okay, because you can see the two 15s on either side right here. So that would be the middle of, or the top or bottom of my stone. And I'm going to add the drop now at this point. So, based on what I got going on here, I think I might want the pinky one. Powdered Rose, I think it's called. Pearl. So Swarovski drop pearl. All right, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up a 3mm bicone, your drop, and a 15. Okay. So we are going to skip over the 15, travel back through the pearl and the bicone. And the reason is, if you travel through the 15, then all your beads are going to fall off. But your 15 is going to act like your anchor right now. So travel through your pearl drop, or your drop in general, and back through your 3mm bicone. Okay. So whichever way you're exiting that 15, you're going to go in through, back through it. So it's going to loop around there. Can you see that? And there we go. There's our drop in there. You don't want to go through this too much, too often, too many times. The reason is you want the fluidity from it. So, you know, once or twice is fine. But remember, if it's Fireline, it's going to be stiffer than what I have. So try not to go through it too many times. So now I'm going to travel around the edge to exit the top up here. And we're going to connect our oval stone to our square stone now. Hey, Leslie. So again, just like we exited the middle 15 at the bottom to add the drop, we're going to exit the middle 15 at the top to connect. So there I am. So it's the 15 that is directly opposite of the 15 top to bottom. So, all right, and we're going to connect our stones together. Okay. So let me grab my other example. So remember those bees that we had before? Well, that's what we're going to use as our connection point here. So the 11 OBs. All right, so we're exiting that 15, and we're going to do a small right angle weave unit from exiting that 15. So I'm going to grab a 11 OB, and I'm going to find an 11 OB that is on my first bezel, my square stone bezel, and travel through it. So making sure that it does not flip. So remember, it's a right angle weave unit. So exiting that one, I'm going to pick up another 11 OB and travel back through the 15 that I exited, making a right angle weave unit. And you're going to want to pass through this another 1 to 2 times. Repeat your thread path on this point. Thank you. Yep, this is a pretty color combo. Purples and the hot pinks and magentas, they go well together with gold. And then the stone color that I'm using is Purple Haze. Alrighty, so now we are going to tie this off. And then I'm gonna tie in another piece of thread to exit the 11OB that is directly opposite the 11OB that we currently linked together. Sue, you know everyone. But that's cool. I just started doing these Facebook things, these online classes. So I don't think as many people know me. I'm probably becoming popular though. I'm just going to go through some of these beads to hide my thread. We are essentially almost done with this pendant. Told you guys this is not very hard to do. They do now. Yeah, I've actually been designing for quite some time. Just with another job, it's kind of difficult sometimes, but quarantine has been keeping me out of my locations, so I'm not, sick, but they're keeping us out of our locations for now because of the fact. So it's allowed me more time to do this. So, all right, so here is our 11OB that we attached from. The one that's directly opposite it, from the bottom of the stone to the top, is right there. So I'm gonna tie in my thread somewhere at the bottom of the piece here, down here, and I'm gonna work my way to exit that. And what we're gonna do is essentially just a little right angle weave bezel. So what I'm doing is I'm just tying in thread. I have to take it off the camera so I can see it a little better. And I'm exiting that 11OB that is just underneath the 3mm crystal on the opposite side of the connection. So at the top part of the pendant at this point. And we're gonna create a couple right angle weave units. And I do this by making sure that I keep my 11OB in the center and have two 11OAs on the outside, as you can see in this bezel right here. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is exiting an 11OB, we're gonna pick up an 11OA, 11OB, and 11OA, and travel back through that 11OB. And I'm going to continue through the first 11OA and 11OB. Okay? And if your units are not, straight or whatever, they don't feel like they're stabilized, you can travel back through all the beads again. No worries. Stitching through again is not going to hurt anything. It's going to make it more stiff, so that's cool if you want to. All right. Again, exiting the 11OB, we're going to pick up 11OA, 11OB, 11-0A, travel back through the 11-0B. Continue through the 11-0A and 11-0B. 11-0A, 11-0B, 11-0A. Travel back through the 11-0B. Continue through 11-0A and 11-0B. A, B, A. Travel back through the 11-0B. Continue up through the 11-0A and 11-0B that you just added. A, B, A. Travel back through the 11-0B. Continue through the 11-0A and 11-0B. And you do this, you make this until you're happy with the size of the bail. So I will make about 2 more units of this, and I think that will be good for me. I'm not expecting to put it on a really thick chain. Typically what I do is I hang these on a piece of leather. It's a simple enough, shiny enough piece that you can just hang it on a simple piece of leather, and it will serve its purpose. Okay. We're going to go back up to exit the last 11-0B added. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it on itself, like so. Fold it down. And that will help you when you're attaching it to the middle piece there, to that middle 11-0B that we started off with. So exiting that B, you're going to pick up an A. And then you're exiting that B, you're going to pick up another A and travel into the B from before. And then you're going to repeat your thread path there, because at that connection is always where it's going to get the most wear. All right, and then we're going to tie it off. And we are done. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, cut off working thread, cut off tail. Yep, Campari drink is red, you got it. There you go, you got yourself a pendant. Easy enough. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? If you can't follow the video, there is a paper pattern for this available. It's available on Etsy. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. Next week, we are doing X's and O's, which is this bracelet right here.
Thank you for calling Beadjoux. How may I help you?
There are a few kits left on Etsy that you can purchase. This is for next Saturday, so. Okie dokie. There are a couple different colorways available on Etsy. So, take you guys off so you can see my mess. It's a mess. some different color options of the X's and O's. Thank you. Very, very much so. There we go. My mom just whipped up that gold one before, so it's a pretty. Alrighty. Thank you. I never thought the crystal thing would go like that, but it went. So, alrighty, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was great seeing all of you. Hey, Regina. And I will see you guys next week sometime, and look for a Facebook message from the store or something like that from the crystals from before. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. And we appreciate everything, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a happy, happy, happy Mother's Day, everybody out there. And yes, special ladies. That's right. I got a lot of moms in here, so I will say that. So happy Mother's Day to all my moms that take care of me. And I will see you guys next week. Take care. Have a good one. Have a happy Sunday. Bye.